All right, guys, a lot to fly through tonight. We're definitely going to sit here and pump out video content. Fun Portal Sunday. A lot of expected moves have happened, and we're getting to the night portion of Sunday, so maybe the wild, big time dominoes are still out there really on the quarterback market, but as we speak, but those will be updated, I'm sure, hour by hour as we go along here. But Josh Hoover from TCU is headed to Indiana to play quarterback for Curt Cignetti and the Indiana Hoosiers. They also land a great wide receiver from Michigan State, a very explosive wide receiver in Nick Marsh, a guy who's from the state of Michigan. But we're going to talk about Hoover, and this is a guy with experience. He was throwing the ball to Jack Bech. I think he started as a freshman at TCU, and I'm going to get you guys all of the updated statistics about Josh Hoover just from watching him play. Josh Hoover is an accurate quarterback. Josh Hoover plays on time. It's interesting that he's going from, a Kendall Briles offense to now a Curt Cignetti offense. So that's going to be a big transition, going from a Kendall Briles to Shanahan, because Kendall Briles, with Baylor, they run like kind of, really updated like air raid stuff. And I know that they try to run the football, but, it's a lot of like back shoulder throws. It might be a number system, and a lot of throws are kind of, towards the outside, and it's quick and a lot of free access stuff. And you do see Josh Hoover being accurate. You see a very good throwing motion. You see good footwork. Now, Hoover is 6'2". He does not have the arm strength of Mendoza. He also doesn't have, I believe, like the running ability. Like Mendoza, the way that Mendoza goes up the middle of the field, the way that Mendoza gets yards. Josh Hoover's about 6'1", 6'2". Mendoza's 6'5". Nathan Rourke, I believe, or was it Curtis Rourke, the Canadian quarterback that Indiana had that was a transfer from Ohio the first year. He was about like 6'2", 6'3". He was kind of a pocket passer with Curt Cignetti as well. But Hoover, has a little bit of twitch, and I've seen games, the North Carolina game certainly, and, comes up with Josh Hoover, and he's had some big-time performances, and he has a ton of starts. He's seen a lot of defenses. The Big 12, you look at the defenses that they're going to go against. He's seen Texas Tech's defense. This is a guy that has seen, like Dave Aranda has nice defense. Utah, BYU, like these are solid outfits. Cincinnati has some players on the defensive side of the ball. So in the Big 12, like you're going to see so many different schemes. And Josh Hoover, the experience, I think it's a no-brainer for Indiana to go out and get him. Now, I believe that Indiana also had interest in Drew Mestemaker. And Mestemaker, to me, is kind of like a Daniel Jones. And I think Drew Mestemaker would have tore it up in Cignetti's offense also. But Drew Mestemaker and also the running back, they stay loyal to Elf Morris. So I totally commend them, for staying loyal to Elf, to Eric Morris, who brought them in to North Texas. Let's go look at Hoover. Let's go look at all the stats. Decent win-loss record at TCU. Will be an adjustment from Kendall Briles' offense. There's also rumors out there that Parker Livingstone, who played at Texas, receiver there, is tight with Hoover. So Hoover ranked 7th in the country in touchdown passes with 29 touchdowns. He threw for 3,472 yards. Okay? This is a guy that has played a ton of football in 3 years. Last year, again, 27-11 touchdown to interception ratio. Last year, he threw for almost 4,000 yards of offense. And he had Jack Bech and all these guys, okay? Now, if I wanted to pick holes in this, in this situation during the losses, during the course of the season, or against Houston, BYU, and Iowa State. He threw 2 interceptions against Iowa State in a loss on the road. Kansas State lost in a loss, 2 interceptions. It was pretty sloppy in that football game. Brigham Young, total mess, 183 yards, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. So when against competition out there, Colorado, SMU, that was a star performance. So I'll give him big credit for that performance, of course. And Cincinnati, really efficient. He played well against these teams. He probably would have been up there with Brendan Sorsby. The reason why Sorsby is higher than Hoover is because Sorsby's more toolsy. Sorsby's dual threat quarterback, true dual threat, where Hoover has some mobility, but not a lot. Sorsby is like a thoroughbred athlete. Sorsby is like 6'4". Sam Levitt is fast as heck. DJ Lagway has that high upside in the dual threat category. Hoover's arm, if we're going to translate it to the NFL, he is like probably a 4th-round player, 5th-round player. He plays kind of like Will Grier, plays in that backup quarterback mold in terms of arm strength. But in college football, like, this is a guy that in this system with all these years of experience can absolutely be there for a team, can compete in the Big Ten next year with Nick Marsh. And you can accomplish almost anything with a guy like Hoover with all that experience going to Indiana in this offense. The yards, the touchdowns, really smart. He could flourish even more in this system. Like, he could cut down on the inconsistencies. It's an exciting get for Indiana. To play quarterback in Cignetti's offense, you have to be on time with the football. You have to be really regimented. It's not one that yields, like, there's even quarterbacks that are really successful in college football, like a Diego Pavia is a great college quarterback. Trinidad Chambliss, exceptional quarterback. Trinidad probably would have translated to Cignetti's system, but a guy like Pavia or even a guy like Dylan Raiola, they freelance a lot. And in that offense, you got to be incredibly just with your reads. You got to get the ball out really, really quickly. It's a very West Coast passing offense. It's all about timing, footwork, getting the football out of your hands. You see Mendoza extend a little bit, but it's all very designed. So quarterbacks with improv and Indiana football, like a Johnny Manziel, I don't know if Cignetti would like that style. Whereas, a quarterback coach like the Art Briles system, they love quarterbacks that can extend and make you right. And air raid, it's perfect. They practice scramble drill. I'm not sure Indiana football practices that. Really good signing. Going to be really hard to replace Fernando Mendoza. Really solid player. Really good kid. Grounded, great leader, won the job from a young age. I'm excited to see how this is going to work. I'd rate this a B+ signing for the Indiana Hoosiers. I'd rate Nick Marsh like an A signing. Dysfunctional situation, inconsistent quarterback play, taller receiver, and a guy that can roll. So, what a signing. Indiana off to a really nice start.